Okay, so we have an urgent information coming out. Earthquake strikes just miles from US volcano that's set to erupt. Let me just read this part really quick here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thank you again for your support. An earthquake was detected just miles north of an Alaskan volcano, showing signs of unrest and potential eruption. The US Geological Survey reported a magnitude 4.6 quake near Petersville, about 86 miles from Mount Spurr. So we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. You already know there's been a lot of earthquake and volcano and stuff, but now there's been some sinkholes popping up in different places. There was one in Russia. So we're going to get to all this news here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Again, thank you so much for your support. Guys, another way to support the channel is through Patreon. $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. Now, give me a second here, guys. I want to see if I could find the video of the sinkhole. This thing was a whole different ball game. And this was a few days ago. Here we go. Look at this one here. Look at this. Look at this video. Wow. Remember the video from last week I posted that you have all these cracks just popping up in Utah and Idaho, all over the place. The ground is shifting, and we are seeing a lot of sinkholes. So it says here, a massive sinkhole has swallowed part of the Lena Highway in the Bear Country. Heavy rains likely washed away the soil beneath, leaving a gaping hole between Tinda and Solovyesk. Alright. So I just wanted to bring that up really quick there, guys. There's been, again, these flash flooding is also going to open up sinkholes in various places. Alright, let's go back with the volcano, the US volcano. Alaska, excuse me, US territory. And once again, Alaska is a U.S. state. I gotta be specific. A lot of people thought that North America was a country. North America is a continent. But it's alright. But Alaska is a state. It's part of a, again, U.S. territory. The Alaska Earthquake Center said, we have reviewed a magnitude 4.6 earthquake that occurred at 10:38 a.m. local time. That's 52.4 miles deep and 34 miles north of Skwentna. Now, this event was felt throughout Anchorage and the Montansuka Skwentna region. The center added, Anchorage sites are located more than 100 miles from the epicenter. Now, the USGS has received nearly 200 reports of shaking from the sparsely populated area. Mount Spurr is currently under an advisory due to low-level unrest, with occasional small earthquakes detected beneath the volcano. Can this be the next one? Can this be the next volcano? A 2021 study published in Nature found that most volcanoes, especially those already showing signs of unrest, like Mount Spurr, can be triggered to erupt by nearby earthquakes, like the one in Russia, 8.8. The study notes that this is more likely when factors such as magma, pressure, and underground gas buildup are already present. The USGS detected the earthquake 52 miles below the surface, and at this depth, the earthquake tends to spread energy more widely. However, the shaking may feel less violent at the surface unless the magnitude is large. Melissa posted on Facebook, I felt it in Anchorage. If I'm not mistaken, I think Anchorage is like one of the high alerts. Again, many people out there have stacked up on food, water because of imminent volcanic eruption that could strike any moment. Others reported movement in Anchorage, Sand Lake neighborhood, and north of Haley. The region around Petersville, Alaska, is influenced by the Broad Pass Thrust Fault, a southeast divergent thrust fault that formed a wedge top basin called the Peters Hills Basin. Now, the Broad Pass Thrust Fault is considered active and could potentially generate earthquakes in the magnitude 7.6 to 7.8 range, posing a potential seismic hazard. Anchorage is home to nearly 300,000 people who have been keeping a close eye on Mount Spurr since March. So that's the one. So here's the thing, guys. There's a possibility this thing might blow. Because, again, that 8.8 out of Russia, it's not too far from Alaska. Russia and Alaska is like, not too far of a distance. But if New York felt the 8.8 earthquake shockwave, you best believe Alaska also felt it. Anchorage is home to nearly 300,000 people who have been keeping a close eye on Mount Spurr since March, when scientists warned an eruption was imminent. The Alaska Volcano Observatory issued the latest update on Tuesday saying low-level unrest continues at Mount Spurr with occasional small earthquakes occurring beneath the volcano. Wow. So they keeping an eye on this one here. Give me a sec. Ooh. You gotta be kidding me. What is this here? Hold on, give me a second, guys. That picture looks ugly. It looks really ugly. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to see something like that happening in Alaska. And that's a plane? Man. So an earthquake was detected just miles north of an Alaskan volcano that is set to erupt. The US Geological Survey detected a 4.6 magnitude earthquake in Petersville, about 48 miles from Mount Spurr. The picture is a volcano last eruption in 1992. Something like that could happen possibly this year. Mount Spurr is currently under a, advisory due to low-level unrest, with occasional small earthquake detected beneath the volcano. The volcano was under watch in March when scientists expected it to erupt at any moment. So far, there's been seven or eight volcanoes erupted ever since Russia 8.8 magnitude earthquake. Now it says here, nothing was observed in partly cloudy to clear satellite images over the past day. Clear webcam views of Mount Spurr's summit crater showed minor vapor emissions. AVO also noted that fluctuation and unrest are common at volcanoes, and erupted activity remains possible but unlikely. The agency explained that there were periods when unrest at Mount Spurr slowed in 1992 before its eruptions. However, these periods were not sustained and seismic activity fluctuated leading up to the eruptive events. When the volcano was under a watch, it began releasing elevated levels of gas from its summit and a side vent that last erupted in 1992. All right. So I'm looking at the picture on the right. Urgent warning to brace for ring of fire apocalypse as megaquake sets off devastating chain reaction that has million in its path. I might check that one out. I do believe there's a chain reaction. I do believe so. That 8.8 really triggered something. It did trigger multiple volcanoes, all right? So that's a sign, but I do believe it triggered a lot more stuff. Look what happened to the Apple in the East Coast. I mean, that's some serious power, 8.8 right there that could shift everything around. This event will spew multiple plumes of ash rising as high as 50,000 feet into the air. Now, each ash producing explosive episode will last 3 to 4 hours, and the resulting cloud could blanket the city of Anchorage and other nearby communities in a thick layer of dust. The eruption will also produce destructive mudslides and avalanches of volcanic debris racing down the volcano side at over 200 miles per hour. Fortunately, there are no communities in the radius that will be affected. All right, so that's basically it for this one here. I want to take it to the USGS. I want to take it to the USGS and show you where we at right now with these earthquakes. Take you to Yep, we are definitely seeing something here. Okay, so let me zoom this in really quick, all right? You see that? I assume it's this one right here. Okay, you see, let me click on this. Ah, we found her. Petersville, Alaska. Alright, it seems like it's that, not too far from Anchorage. You have Anchorage right here. Alright, so that region has been on alert since March. So I do believe that eventually something big is going to hit the fan pretty soon. Guys, let me take you to the East Coast. Southern California is really shaking. There we go. Now, to a lot of people, these are small magnitudes. They don't worry about it. The small one is just the one that you need to keep an eye on. But there's been some earthquake going on in near Los Angeles. And finally, let's go way over here past Alaska, across the Pacific Ocean. This is Russia now. What's the biggest earthquake today? Give me a second here. You got a 5.8. Got a 5.8. I think that's the biggest one today. Give me a second. Let me just zoom it in one more time. Zoom it in one more time. There we go. You got a 5.8. 5.3. 5.5, 4.8. 5.8 is the biggest one so far. Alright guys, so this is all the news for today. That's the aftershock from the 8.8 magnitude earthquake. But this is where we are right now. So Alaska is, again, USGS is keeping an eye on that volcano not too far from Anchorage. We are praying for a lot of people out there in Alaska. I've seen videos on TikTok and also on X and YouTube. A lot of people out there in Anchorage, 300,000 people, many of them were prepping. They went to the store, stocked up on water. Many of them got face masks because, again, they were told that this volcano is going to blow in weeks or months. And since that 8.8 struck Russia, experts are really keeping an eye on that volcano in Alaska. Thank you so much for watching, guys. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.